Welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly whiskey, bourbon, wine, and everything barrel-aged podcast. We're glad to have you back. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to a great evening, and we have a special guest joining us. Lean in, special guest.
Yeah, you're going to need to lean in towards the end of that couch there. So our fellow whiskey enthusiast, Brad, is joining us tonight. So Brad, welcome.
Hello, Brad.
How you guys doing?
Doing well. Doing really good. So
We had to have
really
Brad
loud in that kitchen over there. Like I am ready to go over
Clank.
into that kitchen.
Chang.
And
Bling, bling, bling.
so talking to Brad a little bit about whiskey and bourbon.
There it is. That was a fork.
And come to find out, he is a big fan of Hang Tight because we have no viewers. So what is going on here?
Are we private?
Are we private?
I hope we're not private.
Flush the
We're
DNS. Flush that DNS.
Yeah, but we would usually get somebody in here. Stream settings. Okay, hang tight.
Can you
Let me just double check.
renew your IP address?
There we go. We're
IP
good to
config.
go. We're good to go. It just took a second. Patrick Curry, how's it going,
Hey,
buddy?
Patrick.
Buddies.
So anyway,
Big fan of tonight's star.
yeah, but he was a big fan. He's like, you know what? Do you know what I really like? Do you know what my daily drinker
Vanna?
is?
Would you
And he
please show
said-
the viewers?
Colonel E.H. Taylor, which we're going to have
Oh,
Zach.
Zatela, eh?
Zach is back in the saddle also, by the way.
Welcome back, Zach.
Welcome back, Zach.
Tonight we have Colonel Ernest Heine Taylor.
I don't think it's Heine. I think it's Haynes.
Well, it's definitely not Ernest.
Maybe he goes by Ernie.
Ernie Heine Taylor.
And I think on the side of the
Junior.
bottle we have a picture of what Ernie looks like.
That's not it.
No, that's
Rick House C.
Rick House C, right? Warehouse C. There he is. Look at that distinguished gentleman.
That
He
Look
says,
at that. Look
"Hello.
at that distinguished gentleman.
I am considered the father of modern bourbon.
All right, that's a nice gander at the bottle.
Hello.
That's very Nike.
That's good. All
But
right.
what's his name? Edward Haynes?
Yes.
Edward
Ed-
Haynes.
Ed-
Taylor
yeah.
Jr.
Edward Heine Haynes.
So for those who don't know, each Taylor.
Hey, Mecca Heine Haynes.
Mecca High, Mecca Heine Haynes.
So for
Heine
those
Ho
that,
Haynes?
those that don't know, E.H. Taylor falls under
That's from
the
Pee Wee.
Buffalo Trace Distillery umbrella. Okay.
Who is
and
that?
We all know Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo
if we need to
Trace.
answer to you what Buffalo Trace is, and
Buffalo.
they're Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, the BTAC, OFCs, Van Winkles, the George Staggs, the Sazeracs, the Blands, the Elmer T. Lees, the Wellers,
Pretty much everything
Old
that is
Charter,
flying up the
Benchmark,
shelves.
Ancient Age, White Dog, Bourbon Cream, Wheatley, Kosher.
The Hancock.
What else am I missing?
Ah, the Hancock.
Hancocks.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
this is second in the line of E.H. Taylor. So first of all, E.H. Taylor used to be a shelfie, in my opinion. I was talking to these guys earlier before the show. And I was like, you used to be able to find small batch and single barrel fairly readily. And now it appears that, unfortunately, they've become highly allocated.
Oh, they are. It's not just an appearance. It definitely is. Oh, I thank you.
Oh, we're blurry. Zach, could you refocus us? Or you were up at the camera last, so I'm going to ask you to fix our blurriness, please. Just
Get some
press that
glasses.
little button, hold it down a little. No, not like you're. Just hold it down like
Snapping
halfway.
photos.
Just do a little. It does a little. Or you
And
hold
we
it down
got
a
all
little
this
bit. I
great
don't
dead
think you're holding it
space.
down.
All these people are watching. This is great. Oh, it's fixed. It fixed.
Of course.
there you
It
go.
fixed.
Yeah, turn green.
Okay, there we go.
It's DJ.
All it took was it said, "Oh shit, James is getting up."
Right. So anyway, back to not blurry now. Thanks you all for joining us.
Hello, not blurry.
For those of you
Bunch of people.
listening,
Patrick Curry, how's it going? Chris Conrad, how you doing?
for those of you listening
We got
in
some
on
new
our
people.
podcast, you missed it. We were very blurry.
OG, you're absolutely right. He goes, would be nice to be able to find any Buffalo Trace product on the shelf these days.
Don't get us started.
Don't get us started.
I'm seeing like limit 1 on Buffalo Trace.
On regular Buffalo.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
what in the heck are these people doing?
Um,
Hoarding the trace or what?
We have another comment. The price is going up a lot these days. How much would E.H. Taylor's single barrel go for?
It's
Good question.
$69.99.
Retail.
Is retail.
Retail.
Correct.
But what do we
200.
see secondary?
200.
200,
250, yeah.
$200.
Patrick says Mash Bill 1 is better than Mash Bill 2. All right, good to know. War Clan, welcome. Tom, how's it going?
War
So,
Clan.
I'm just saying hi to you guys as you chat, so welcome.
You know, mash bill is an interesting thing to talk about. So I think that's one of the things, to me, I'm going to jump in and say Colonel E.H. Taylor is literally one of my faves. So I share that with Brad over here. And shockingly, I know that E.H. Taylor is not typically one of your faves, but and I'm pointing here at you, James. But I find that shocking because E.H. Taylor's mash bill is the same mash bill as Eagle Rare and is the same mash bill as Stag Junior. 71% corn, and then the rest is split between barley and rye. And so real high corn content, which means it's really, really sweet. This is a real sweet, real smooth bourbon. And I think that especially what we have tonight, the E.H. Taylor single barrel, this is the most indicative of that Stag Junior, that cherry, big, bold bourbon flavor. But this product is not as burny. It's definitely it does not have that just kill ya.
Why don't
ethanol.
we talk about Bottled and Bond a little bit?
50%, right? This is 100 proof, so
Government
50%.
regulated warehouse.
And
it's, you know.
Ernie Heine here, a.k.a. Edward Haynes Taylor, being the father of bourbon, he actually really fought for the Bond Act of 1897, as we've previously learned. He really fought for that. He really wanted bourbon to be a highly respected American spirit. This was not just about putting some fancy version of a whiskey created in America, but really putting an American spirit on the map. And so E.H. Taylor really fought to get that Bond Act out there and put a real American spirit out onto the market, something that could be put out into the global marketplace. So that was a really big deal, and that's why every Colonel E.H. Taylor product that you get, all of those that you listed off earlier, that's why all of those are all a Bottled and Bond product. So there you go.
Now there's a small batch version of this, right? Is that correct?
That's the entry level.
How does that compare to single barrel? I wonder.
It's my daily drinker.
'Cause, I mean, I've had the small batch before. I like it. I haven't had the single barrel yet.
So just going to
This
the
is new
chat
to me.
really quick. OG kind of echoed the MSRP and the secondary prices for us. That's about what we called it. So he's in, or maybe you're not in Virginia, but he said Virginia is limit 1 on Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare product. Or I'm assuming those brands, which is crazy that you can only get one. But it kind of makes sense, right? If you want to be fair and get it out to the masses and not have secondary people, I guess, get their hands on it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You have all the taters buying everything up.
And then you can buy Benchmark and Ancient Age 2 bottles at a time. Wow.
I really enjoy Benchmark Full Proof, though.
Okay.
It's a pretty solid.
So that
bottle,
is
too, with
not
lower cost
distroed in
value.
Nevada, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
And as we talked about last week, there's a lot of things not being
Yeah, you guys were
distroed
wrong.
in
And
Nevada.
I was going to call you guys out really quick because OG just said it. It's all except barrel proof. Barrel proof is not Bottled and Bond. Barrel proof is barrel proof.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
This is
clarifying
the single barrel, and the single barrel is Bottled and Bond.
So, and just to talk about, what they have in the E.H. Taylor collection, right? So they have about like 10 different styles, I guess you'd say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you start off, and I'll go in order, right? So you start off with what's most readily available. So I'm hoping, and here's what's cool. You can find these. They come in this really nifty tube, which I don't have a tube handy, but they come in like a cardboard tube.
Actually, can you run up and grab the tube? We have a tube.
We have a tube. We'll bring it down.
It comes in a tube like a scotch.
Yeah, like a scotch. And I highly recommend keeping an eye out for this.
For easy transport.
What is E.H. Taylor's small batch MSRP for? What,
$40.
40? I thought about 40. That's perfect.
Yeah,
just
it.
to show the tube.
Dude, even the small batch, I kind of have
You can
a
put
hard
it
time
next up to the
finding.
bottle. If you want, set it up here. There you go. Make a little room for it. So there we go.
Tube.
The tube.
Tube.
Tube for you guys. So anyway, going back to the line, So you start off with their small batch, and that's the one that unfortunately we don't have tonight. But I hope that most of you can go out there and get. If you appreciate our review tonight, you can go out there and hopefully find it. And at $40, I think this is it's absolutely affordable.
It's a great entry level.
It's a very good entry level into bourbon, but the only problem is that it's become, some people really now hunt this, unfortunately.
And if you have an E.H. Taylor small batch in your bourbon collection, even as a starter, you're going to get mad respect.
Absolutely.
Mad respect.
The E.H. Taylor small batch, and I would also say the single barrel, are two of those bourbons I think that you can intro that person to bourbon and be confident that they're going to enjoy it. I think they will like it.
Yeah,
if they're a fan of cocktails and they're ready to really get their feet wet with straight up whiskey bourbon, this is great. I think this goes along with Trace, it goes along with Elijah Craig, it goes along with Evan Williams. I think all these options around this $30 to $50 price point are real winners.
I'm comfortable enough with E.H. Taylor that I feel about it like I feel about going to any country in the world and ordering a Big Mac. I know what I'm going to get.
Exactly.
I know exactly it's going to be a solid whiskey, a great product, a good value.
Yep.
I know that if I go anywhere and get a Big Mac, it's a Big Mac. I know anywhere that I go and order an E.H. Taylor, it's going to be a solid, good whiskey.
Yep.
I'm always happy to pay up to $25 a pour for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, is that any version of the E.H. Taylor?
Small batch.
Small batch?
Small batch and even single barrel.
Okay.
But I mean, small batch, you're going to pay. Hopefully, you're only paying like maybe 8 to 10 a pour at a bar, right?
Sub
12.
10 to 12.
Of inflation.
If you're in a big city. If you're at some local bar, I would hope if they had small batch, I'd say maybe $8 a pour is a fair value. For this. So anyway, let's go through them really quick with what's out there.
Label them off there.
Because they have, like I said, they have like 10 to 12 that I just want to go through really quick. We're not going to go into detail on them, but I just want you guys to know what's under this brand, okay? So besides the small batch and the single barrel, you then move up to the barrel proof. Then you have the straight rye. Then you have the old-fashioned sour mash, the Warehouse C Tornado Survivor, cured oak, seasoned wood, 4-grain, amaranth, 18-year marriage, and Warehouse C.
So the Warehouse C, is that the baby blue writing? Is that the one that's
blue,
like $1,500 a bottle?
Like, yeah, that's the baby blue.
God, it's so beautiful, and I want one.
Yeah.
Overhyped, but I want one.
Well, I mean, it's almost like FOMO, right? Because I don't know what it tastes like.
It's marketing, though.
It's
good
marketing.
100% marketing, especially with a lot of those bottles that they've released under that branch, though.
It's good marketing.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder how different it is from the others.
Doesn't matter.
No,
Yeah.
but you got a different letter.
Doesn't matter.
You got different name, different color. I want it.
But here, I gotta. Patrick will kill me if I don't say it. You're right. When it comes to this, it is all marketing because when it comes to E.H. Taylor, it all comes out of one warehouse, guys.
Well, but
It comes out of Warehouse C.
Well, but Warehouse C, so and OG said it too. So Warehouse C collapsed, and those are the surviving barrels from the Warehouse C.
And E.H. Taylor did build Warehouse C. That was his warehouse, and he
Yeah.
created the whole thing of like a temperature-controlled rickhouse and warehouse. That was, again, he contributed a lot to modern bourbon, and so Warehouse C is kind of a big deal.
How was that? OG said he had an amaranth, grain of the gods. I don't know anything. So personally, when I first started drinking bourbons and whiskey, I steered away from E.H. Taylor. I originally was not a big fan of small batch, but that was just me. I was more of a entry-level blends, like a little bit more on the sweeter side, but I've come to appreciate this more now that we have had a lot more bourbon in our repertoire. And so just really quick, going to the chat, some people talking about some of the different Taylors that they've had. OG says Warehouse C, it runs about $3,500 on secondary. Woo.
Damn.
Jeez, that's
insane.
Boy. Shelly, you are a little late, but that's okay. How you doing?
Welcome.
Hope all is well. So let's get into this. So this E.H. Taylor single barrel. So what does this one retail for?
$60. 60
Okay.
retail.
So what?
If you can find it.
$69.99. I
Yep.
think I've seen it for.
That's about right.
$69.99.
That's
Okay.
about right. $69.99.
Um,
Secondary, it should hit you about $150,
To
$160.
$200. So
inflation.
yeah. Let's get into it. So, I mean, I would say, I was saying that I've seen these come around to our liquor stores probably quarterly. So, like every 3 months, I usually see most of our liquor stores that you're going to have to go look for this at, get them in stock.
They're lightly turning that spigot, and they are literally just edging them out.
Yeah, exactly. So, the nose is very pleasant. I'll tell you this right now. This reminds me a little bit of just smelling Buffalo Trace. I get a little bit of bubblegum on the nose. I don't know if you guys get that. Like
a little bit.
Dime store, you know, the pink bubblegum balls.
You get that, a little bit of butterscotch.
I like the ethanol. There's like a pleasant burn. It's not off-putting. It's like that kind of burn that's like, man, you feel that? You feel that burn in the back of your nose? I like it.
Well, let's dive into it. Let's not mess around here. I mean, solid color.
Burnished.
I know you guys probably can't see it too much from here, but yeah, like
you do
like
get
that
a little of that ethanol
penny
burn on
penny
the
copper,
scent, like on the nose, but on your palate, it's not there at all.
It does not translate. Yeah, I agree.
No, that little burn, it's just there enough to say, hey, this is 100 proof. This is 50%. This is not sipping whiskey, or this isn't, old lady whiskey. This is packing a punch.
I had this at Super Bowl, or what were we drinking on Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The same one?
Single barrel. Yeah.
And one comment that I think Brad and I both made was white pepper was something we got on the nose. And
Nice.
I think you're getting that too.
Yeah.
Nice Kentucky hug.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful Kentucky
real
hug.
pleasant. Doesn't hurt.
So our new friends out there, so the Kentucky hug is that warm chest feeling that just kind of lingers after you drink some whiskey, and you're definitely getting that, and I love that, right? Because it lingers, that flavor. That's one thing I enjoy about this is that I had the sip about a minute and a half ago, and I'm still tasting it. I'm still feeling the Kentucky hug. Digging it.
Giving it a little bit of a chew opens up a little bit, but I think upon that second sip, you said like a little copper penny. I agree with that, like that burnished copper penny. I'm getting some tinniness though on the front of the palate. I think the front of the palate, a little metallic. That's maybe getting a little bit.
Maybe you're Bleeding Gums Murphy over there because I don't get that.
I'm Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Could that actually be like the white pepper that you're smelling in the beginning and then translating into the taste, into the palate?
I don't get a metallic taste.
I don't get metallic taste at all.
Yeah, it's more of a, to me, peppery.
Hank's drinking the black label, some Johnny Black.
Ooh.
So I'll tell you
Good
this.
stuff.
On my third sip, it does open up. That metallicness that I was getting on that first and second sip does go away a little bit, but it was there, and it was a little off-putting, which is why we tell you to take 3 sips.
3-sip rule, friends. As we said, that first sip is the shock to your palate.
I might not have gone back.
Second sip, your palate has finally started getting used to what you're intaking, right?
It's
and then that third sip,
you're beyond the ethanol punch.
Yeah, you've really worked your way into it, and the third sip should really be what you're getting. So, yeah, good stuff.
Dude, I get pepper, lots and lots of pepper.
White pepper,
very very peppery.
Yeah,
but not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way.
It's a different flavor. Normally, I like the sweet, super caramel, like butterscotch, everything super deep like that. But but this is different in a good way. I enjoy it.
Some really good honey notes in this too.
Here's what I would say. I would say there's a lot of sweetness up front.
Yes.
And then the white pepper kicks in as your back end. And it's pleasant. I mean, I don't dislike it. So,
and this has got to linger too. That's one of the things I've always appreciated, and why I really like this bottle, both the small and the single barrel. I've had this bottle. I brought this bottle. I thankfully got this bottle as a gift. Thank you very much. And
you're welcome.
Maybe the wrong. You're welcome.
Via James.
Oh, you're all welcome. Yes, you are all welcome.
This was a James. This was a James present for me. But it does have a great linger and a great finish. I enjoy that this kind of whiskey that the complexity really goes on the palate. Like, I enjoy that I'm sitting here and I'm finding notes of the char. I'm finding notes of the barrel. I'm finding notes of leather and maybe even a little bit of fresh tobacco.
I was going to say the same thing, actually. And tobacco is tobacco is a very distinct taste too.
Yeah, wow. I don't think I've ever tasted that like before.
That wet, fresh tobacco, a really good cigar, right? That nice,
I could get that
pliable tobacco.
So would you say that this would go well with a cigar?
I'm not sure that it would. So you and I have talked about this, and I think we are in big agreement. And last time, Brad, you were over here, we went out and smoked cigars.
Yeah.
And I think we all talked about this, and we're in agreement that none of us enjoy smoking cigars and drinking whiskey, quality whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think any of us enjoy that.
You're burning your palate off.
Exactly.
You're taking away from your palate taste.
You're destroying your taste buds.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Temporarily.
One or the other.
When you smoke a stick, and you could drink pretty much anything, and it all tastes the same, in my opinion.
My difference is I always think that a good cognac, Armagnac, something with that big sweetness, those big bold flavors, I actually think those pair a lot better with a cigar. But I'm not I appreciate bourbons and whiskey so much that I don't recommend smoking a cigar with either of them. I think that it's got to be one or the other. Either you're really going to appreciate the cigar, or you're really going to find the appreciation for the whiskey. I don't think that they go well together. That's just me. Maybe I'm uneducated. Maybe I haven't found the perfect marriage. But to our point, and per our discussions, you're putting so much ash, microscopic ash into your taste buds. You're numbing things out. You're losing the ability to appreciate one or the other. So
what if you're drinking a bad whiskey and you want to stamp out the flavor with a good cigar?
Then I recommend a Sam Adams, because that'll get even the taste of hooker spit out of it.
So OG says, did you know that Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare both have cigars now? So is it gimmicky where they take the sticks and age them in the barrels? I think that's what they do. They use the used barrels.
That, and they did Pappy Van Winkle.
Pappy did the same thing.
Too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm curious. I mean, I think it's kind of gimmicky, but I would probably try one to see how they are.
Try it just to see.
We're kind of, I wouldn't say cigar aficionados, but we smoke a few cigars here and there.
All right. So now that I'm really getting into this, I'm using my mind. I'm using my taster. I'm really. So that sweetness.
Caramel.
I'm going to say dates.
Really?
Wow.
I want to say dates.
I'm going to officially say you are way off on your palate tonight.
I might be. I acknowledge that. Normally, I love this, and tonight it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way.
But everyone has a unique palate, so we're going to run with it.
But I'm feeling like golden dates. Like that's what the sweetness is.
Okay.
Uncle Punky, how you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just not my night for E.H. Taylor.
Okay.
Could be. Could be.
We're going to jump right in. So, as you all know, we have basically a 0 to 10 rating scale.
Yeah, let's get these ratings out there.
We break it down into 3 categories. We rate the nose, the taste, and the value.
Give it a 0.
We rate each of those categories a 0 to 3. And at the end, we have a 1 point reserved for a blown away bonus. So, I'm going to jump right into my nose rating. And I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2 on my nose rating. I think it's. I enjoy. There's like a sweetness, and I said earlier like a bubble gum, which is fun. It's not very overwhelming or overpowering. I think it's light and delicate in a good way, and I'm okay with it. So it gets a solid 2 from me. So. Beach, what do you give it on the nose?
Again, I think you're right. I feel scared to give scores tonight.
Don't be scared.
Because
it's okay. You're in a safe space.
I think
the internet is a safe space.
The internet is a safe space.
It's not.
Yes,
our part of the internet is.
I'm going to preface my score tonight by saying
you're right, OG. Very gimmicky.
I think that my olfactory senses are off.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey,
varying opinions is totally okay here. So what do you got?
And we want to tell you, too, that it's okay that you can like something. The reason you have 9 to 10 different whiskeys in your whiskey cabinet is because you want variety, and sometimes you just go, I don't feel like this tonight.
And if you want a good recommendation and say you don't have a huge budget to go buy bourbon, you listen to shows and you get on reviews on YouTube and you listen to like jamokes like us. And you're like, oh, what do they have to say about E.H. Taylor Single Barrel? And that'll determine if you want to go buy it or not. And what's cool is that each of us, I think, are going to have a different review here tonight.
Yeah.
And you can help judge yourself if you want to go to the liquor store and pick one up.
And a medley of opinions.
I've drank I've drank 3/4 of this bottle by myself. I like this bottle. I've drank 3/4 of it by myself. That's how much I like it.
Wait, was that yesterday?
No, this has been over like a couple of years. So I'm gonna be a little brutal with this. I think the nose tonight gets a 1.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All I'm getting is like the staticky.
I'm going to tell you right now, I almost gave it a 1.5. I think I was being generous with a 2, but I liked that bubble gum. I thought that was fun and pleasant, and it bumped it up to a 2 for me.
Sure. I mean, the bubble gum is there, but it's like there's bubble gum and honey, and then there's just this staticky ethanol that I can't. It's just like so present, and it's just like snow, TV snow, and I can't get through it.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you think it could be the age of the bottle though too?
It's an older bottle.
That coming into an account versus like let's say a fresh bottle.
Do you think it might be oxidized?
I don't think it's oxidized. I mean,
I
I
think
store.
it's oxidized.
I don't think
But
so.
I just think like being opened and closed over the last, let's say, couple of years, that could change the nose and potentially the palate on it.
So, by the way, friends, this is a 2019 bottle, so we have been sitting on this for a while.
Yeah.
And it's exchanged a few hands.
And there's no age statement on single barrel, but it's generally accepted it's between 6 and 8 years.
Yes.
So I don't know. I give it a 1. I get a lot of static on my nose tonight.
Okay. Zach, what do you give it on the nose?
I enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 2.
There we go.
Reason why, I think that it's got a little hint of caramel, a little hint of honey, and then I'm also getting, like I said before, like white pepper, and maybe that's going along with the ethanol that maybe BJ's not enjoying. Not sure. I mean, that's,
At first I thought I loved the ethanol, and now I'm just like, it's annoying.
No, it's a bit much.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm not into it tonight. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoy it. 2's good.
Okay. Brad, what do you give it on the nose?
I'm giving the nose a 1.5.
Okay.
So I'm kind of in between. It does have that sweet smell to it with that white pepper, like a caramel sweet. But then you're also getting that ethanol burn in your nose, which I'm not a huge fan of either tonight.
All right. Well, there you have it. Keep track of your scores, gentlemen, because we're going to keep going, and then we'll ask for, Chris Conrad Bubblegum. So I gave it a little, I think of like some of the Buffalo Trace store picks. I think sometimes have a really profound bubblegum on the nose. So think of like that dime store, or the
double
nickel
bubble.
Double bubble. It's
double
baffles. Go open up smell a bottle of Buffalo Trace if you have it on the shelf. Someone had to like kind of steer me in that direction, and they said, "Think double bubble," and I'm like, and then I took another smell. I was like, "OMG!" Like dead on.
I wish.
So.
Oh, I still.
Can I have some more?
Ed, how's it going, bud?
Taylor?
Welcome to the show. Hank,
I would like some more
welcome.
E.H. Taylor.
Just
I'm
saying howdy
this,
to our
honest
friends
with you.
in the chat here. Zach's going in for another one, and probably Brad is as well.
You want to top off there, Brad?
Yeah, I'll take a top off.
So I'm going to go and start us off with the taste.
Gracias.
Big drum roll. Here we go.
You want to top off?
No. That.
That's the drum roll. Just pour it in.
I'm gonna chew mine.
Here's what I got. White pepper. It's heavy on the rye pepper.
Rye pepper?
Rye pepper or why pepper?
White pepper.
I was like, they make rye pepper now?
Why
What is a
rye
rye pepper?
Why rye pepper?
I was gonna say some rye spice. I get a little bit of rye spice and white pepper.
Right now.
I get a very mellow sweetness. For those that know me, that is not my preferred flavor profiles, but I want to explain them to you guys in case you enjoy that. And when I mean the difference between white pepper and black pepper, white pepper is a lot more mellow out of the peppers, right? Is there any more a white pepper description you can give?
I think white pepper is, while the overall flavor might be mellow, I think it's way more poignant. I think it's way more spiky. It's way more pungent. It's got a punch.
I think you're completely off the mark.
I think with white and black pepper. So with white pepper, it resembles ethanol.
Chris Conrad, back me up here.
It resembles ethanol. Like with black pepper, it reminds me of like the
and hearty and woodsy and pepper and like
black
deep
pepper.
Earthy.
It's just got very homoerotic.
White pepper, white pepper
very
is
girthy.
It's like light and just peppery and zesty,
So-
but not spicy. Does that make sense?
So white pepper, white
making sense
pepper
here.
resembles ethanol. You know, it's very light, very.
Don't give me any more. I don't want more of this.
You know,
dog
it's
shit.
a totally
I
different
don't
taste.
want
So like
any
the black
more of this.
pepper, you know, it's like you know what black pepper tastes
we're
like.
definitely
It's kind of like
finishing it
black pepper corn. You know, kind of
This
like on
is
your
black
face.
pepper porn, baby.
Redbeard! Oh, Redbeard's just joining us now.
Or that white pepper porn.
White pepper porn.
All right,
Redbeard, welcome.
all right,
We haven't
all right.
seen you
So
in a
what's
while.
your score?
All right, yeah. Thank you for bringing us back full circle. Hi, say hi to Redbeard, please. Everybody
What's
say
up, Redbeard and Johnny?
Anyway, I'm going to give it on that taste based on the white pepper, a little bit of a sweet back end. Not what I personally prefer. I'm going to give it a 1.5. 1.5 is my total rating.
Okay, thank you.
BJ, what do you got for us?
I'm giving this a 2. I do think that the palate, the taste here is better. Some things that I get in the palate here, I do get a lot of what I think is spicy white pepper,
Okay.
which I think has a punch and a push. I think when you get beyond that, I think you're going to find flavors of black tea. I think you're going to find subtle hints of peaches.
I definitely get the tobacco, by the way. Sorry to jump in on that, but I want to circle back to tobacco because I definitely got that as a taste.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting taste.
Yeah, I mean, I think you get a nice oaky black tea and peach on the palate.
Black tea, interesting.
And then in the finish, you get some really nice char, and I think you get some real nice wet, fresh leaf tobacco.
Okay.
And it's a really nice finish. I think the finish is beautiful. I think the finish is better than what's going on in your mouth, which sometimes that's great. So a really nice too. The nose shouldn't scare you away from this.
Zach, what are you giving it on taste?
Taste. I'm going to also give it a 2. I enjoy the taste. The nose transfers into the taste very nicely. It's
I don't want any more.
These guys are fighting over like the last little nugget of.
I'm not fighting.
H.
I'm
Taylor
denying it.
over
I
here.
don't want it.
James doesn't like it. I can tell.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't want to like
Kidding.
I don't want to shut the show off and then we go sit over at the bar here and we drink some more. I don't want more of that in my glass.
It's a school night.
It's a school night. If I'm gonna get tipsy, I want to be tipsy off.
I'm sorry.
All right. So
Sorry,
Zach.
Zach.
So the flavor. You have your white pepper, which is quite a bit different from black pepper, like we were talking about beforehand. 2 distinct flavors. White pepper, you get. You also get a little butterscotch, a little bit of honey in there. Like I said before, I enjoy super deep, sugary. I like the sweetness of bourbon.
So you don't like
And
it.
this is quite a bit different. You have to enjoy it and respect it for what it is.
So
I like it.
So what do you give it?
2.
A 2. Okay. Brad, what do you give it on the taste? Give a little
I give it a
reason
solid
why.
2 also.
Okay.
You get that sweetness, caramel, personally, with like that first initial like taste of your palate and then like a finish of oak tobacco. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's a solid daily drinker though.
I'm with you. I definitely would put this in this daily drinker category.
Interesting. You would.
Yeah, even though I gave it a 1.5 isn't bad. Again, you guys need to understand our scores are cumulative. I'm not giving it a 1.5 out of 10. I'm just rating one of 3 categories a 1.5.
We should go over that again. 0 means like you absolutely, it's wretched.
It's
you don't like it. 1
One
it's
is
okay,
meh, it's
I
okay.
guess. 2
2,
it's good.
Good. Thumbs
Yeah, 3, I'm blown away. I have to have it.
No, one won't blow you away, but 3 is like spectacular. It's awesome.
Well, you can't have a 4. I mean,
well, I'm saying we saved blown away. You shouldn't have used that word.
Oh, the blown away bonus.
Blown away for the blown away bonus.
Sorry, I used the wrong vernacular.
So 1.5 would be like. Yeah,
obviously, you're not a golfer.
I'm gonna sugar it up.
Yeah, what the
All
F
right.
is this?
Really quick, let me go to the chat before we move on. Redbeard, welcome. Who do we have that's new? Metal Tracker, welcome. He has a bottle of Buffalo Trace, but not going to open it until Friday. Who knows when he can get another?
Ooh.
That's true.
We can help you with that.
Our OG said the same thing too.
We can help you with that.
Buffalo Trace bottles.
Yeah, you
readily available.
That is so silly.
We can help you with
Chris
that.
says, "Who is this Brad dude?" Brad is one of our new bourbon whiskey enthusiast friends.
Yeah,
So-
Brad's kind of he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Idea what I'm doing.
We just drank and enjoy it. We're here telling you guys because you want to go out there and drink and enjoy it. Hey, and if you want to spend your hard-earned shekels on a bottle of whiskey and
Hey,
bourbon,
Brad, you want to meet Chris?
you can.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Saturday, we'll talk.
Perfect.
You're gonna come meet Chris.
And that we just want to throw recommendations at you guys, right? Because I can't tell you how many times that it chaps my ass when there's so many like gimmicky. And I'm not going to name names, but there are so many gimmicky, shitty whiskeys and bourbons out there that just drive me bananas.
All right, we're coming up on 37 minutes, so we need to get to the value. Close this thing up.
Right. Value, I'm giving it a 3. I think for $69.99, I think this is a great value. It has a decent complexity, and I would pay $70 for this, $60 for this any day. Actually, no, I take back 2.5. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 because I feel as if it's a great value. There's complexity that we're all still trying to decipher, and we're not all agreeing on it, which I like, and that means it's complex. It's worth it. And this is something that I think that you can pour to a rookie and be like, hey, here's something that's going to blow your mind, and they'll enjoy it.
Sure.
So 2.5, 2.5.
I'm gonna echo that with a 2.5.
Yeah.
I think that this is, again, I said it earlier, this is the kind of thing that you can put on your bar, whether you're a seasoned whiskey collector or somebody who's just getting into this, and you're going to demand respect. Somebody's going to see that and go, a Colonel E.H. Taylor single barrel. Even a small batch. And they're going to go, all right, old school, school cool. And you're going to command some major respect. I think that at $69.99, it's right in the sweet spot where we talk about where sweet spots for bourbon whiskeys should be.
Yep.
And just to your point, there is some controversy here. There's a little drama here on whether or not this is good or not good. And I think it's going to be one of those good conversation starters and goers into the evenings of this is great, this is not great. Oh, it's going to lead down the rabbit hole of, well, check this out. Have you had this? Which is good. And that's going to lead to great bourbon drinking. So 2.5.
Yeah, hopefully.
Does it command respect because it comes in a tube?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
The tube is plus.
The tube.
That's where you get the half point.
The tube is the half point is the tube.
For value, I will give it a 2. Just like the taste and the nose. I enjoy it. I like it. It's different from what I like, but I would definitely want it in my bar.
Tube for the lube, baby.
Tube for the lube.
So that's Brad.
Give us your number.
Off.
I give it a 2.5.
All right,
Solid
there we go.
2.5.
Yeah.
Listen, if that doesn't solidify Brad as an expert in the field.
Really quick, so Redbeard just threw a wrench in the whole machine.
Uh-oh.
He goes, each Taylor is batch dependent, he finds.
Ooh.
So that's good to know.
Redbeard.
I would say it is, but it's also based on the barrel proof batches because they try to keep the single barrel and small batch to a consistency.
Okay. That's good food for thought. I didn't know that. I'm very unfamiliar with this brand.
It's always 100% proof for the single barrel. Every single time they come out. Where your barrel proofs annually that come out are going to have different proofs, different ABVs. So you're going to have those batch dependencies in that.
All right. So with that score, what's your total score, Brad? Give us your word of circle. Snake back to you.
I believe it's a 6.5.
Okay. Do you give it a blown away bonus for any reason?
No.
Okay. Zach, what is your total score?
I gave it a 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. And that's a good score. That's awesome.
Right. Do you give it a blown away bonus?
No blown away bonus.
Okay.
Not tonight.
BJ, what is your totals?
I gave it a 1.5 plus a 2 is a 3.5 plus a 2.5 is a 6 out of 9. With no blown away bonus makes it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is good. And definitely it's a go-getter.
Yeah.
So I tell you again, it changes nothing.
It is bottle and
if
bond,
you
Redbeard.
see this, go get it. If you see this and you can get this in the liquor store at retail, put it in your collection.
So my total score as well is also a 6. So I think that we're not all off the mark here. I think we're all very close into alignment.
So when you say that none of us agree, and you're like, but you guys don't agree. And I'm like, but we do.
I don't know, Mr. Rusty Pennies and what else were you saying?
We put our values in weird places, but we all end up coming right where we need to be.
Full circle. We bring it back full circle.
6, the number of the beast, baby.
Don't touch my mic.
All right.
Oh, excuse me.
So
this has been the show.
This has been the show. So again, my total rating, I gave it a 6. I do not have a blown away bonus.
6, and a 6.
We're all, I think, kind of across the board in our equal rating of this. I think it's enjoyable. I would echo BJ's sentiment, and I would definitely say this is a must-have on your bar because it is different. It's a great entry level. This is also, I think, a bottle that you could take to a party. Like if you're like, oh, hey, honey, we got a dinner party we got to go to. I think this is a great take to a dinner party bottle.
I just showed up the Super Bowl with it.
Dude, in lieu of a bottle of wine, everyone's going to look at that and go, that's impressive.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's so impressive it might actually be intimidating.
So, but Patrick, a 6 isn't bad in our book because our scale, right? I think a 6 is very middle of the road plus.
So they're thinking like rating scale. No, 6 out of 10 is good.
It doesn't blow me out of the water. Yeah, it doesn't blow me out of the water. I mean, it's not a...
A 6 is like a solid daily drinker, though.
Yeah, it's a solid daily drinker.
Hey, I want to have a drink today. I just got to work, and that's the bottle you reach for.
It's not a detractor, and it's definitely not a promoter. It's just somebody that says... hey, we're into this.
And I'm surprised none of us gave it a 7. I think it probably sits, we were maybe extra critical tonight. I think it does sit, if I was to guess who would give it, I would have said a 7.
It's like a Toyota. It runs forever and it's solid.
Bingo.
We talked about
brilliant.
We talked about these single barrels being on sale for $100 a bottle at a liquor store right now. Would we buy them and how many would we buy them? I already said, and I know wifey's going to kill me. I was like, I'd buy 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd literally buy like 4 or 5.
Just make sure she has a really nice birthday gift, and I'm sure you can get away with 4 or 5 bottles.
Well, Valentine's Day, as long as you got her a good Valentine's Day present.
Exactly. If you get her a bottle of VH Taylor, she'll be very surprised. She'll be very happy.
Like, hey, honey, what of these bottles are for you?
What was that?
That's how you're going to go right into the doghouse. So with that,
we've been the Barrel Buddies.
The Barrel Buddies tonight, guys. I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm BJ with special guest,
Brad.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Have a wonderful night, friends. Don't forget,
like,
subscribe, hit the bell. Thank you if you're one of the Lions from Greg's crew joining us. We appreciate
Welcome back.
We appreciate you guys. I see some new people in the chat.
Come back again.
Please come back. Hang out with us every Wednesday. We do this. We have been like clockwork for over a year. So
over almost 2 years now.
Yeah, almost 2 years now.
Wow.
And we would just love to shoot the shit with you guys. And tell us what you guys are drinking. Hang out with us. We love it. So please join us next week.
And click the share. Share it in your socials.
Comment, like. We love responding to feedback. We've gotten some ridiculous feedback the past couple weeks, but we enjoy it. It's all in good fun.
Yeah, we're growing. We're learning.
We're
not pros, not yet. We're professional drinkers, but we're not professional podcasters.
We're bros, not pros.
And with that,
soon to be.
Shut it down.
Shut this down. Bye, guys. Have a good week.